I don't know everything about everything. But let's keep that between ourselves. Let's let my kids keep believing that maybe I do, even though I think they don't. Anyway, I don't know everything about everything, but I know almost everything about writing, illustrating, and selling greeting cards. And I'm going to share one of my biggest tips that almost always results in a well selling card. And it's something you can probably do for your own cards. So come along with me and I'll show you my tip. First, I'm going to share this card and then I'll explain why I use this example. The cover says, even the most fabulous people have to be reminded how fabulous they are. So, call me and I'll remind you how fabulous I am. In the meantime, have a happy birthday. And as you can see, I've done it two ways and it's one of my best selling cards, and I'll explain why that's true. So, what I have found is kind of the formula or recipe for cards that will almost always sell and sell well is if you celebrate the sender and the recipient. So my cards aren't what I call slam punchlines. They're more pithy. The inside is more pithy, and pithy is one of my favorite words. But the real simple formula is a card that makes the sender feel good about themselves and it makes the recipient feel good about themselves. And that can be done with humor. It can be done in a sweet, kind, corny way, but I always like to go with humor. So let me show you some of the cards that I have used this formula on and continue to be very strong sellers for me. So here's one example. It doesn't cost a thing to give a compliment. So go ahead and tell me how fabulous I am. And the inside says, now don't you feel richer? Wishing you a birthday rich with compliments. You see, it complimented the sender, it complimented the recipient. And here's another one following that tip or formula. Cover says, I wonder what life would be like if we weren't so fabulous. And the inside says, thank God, we'll never know. And this could be a birthday or it could be a friendship card. I've left that up to the sender. I hope you'll stick around until my last example that I show you. And even though I do primarily women humor greeting cards, I think this tip, this formula, would apply to just about anybody who sells greeting cards, creates, writes, and sells greeting cards. And the one thing that I think is a very helpful selling point is doing inside text, inside copy. Statistics really do show that the consumer, the customer, wants you to think for them. Sure, they'll write a note or something like that, but you'll really, if you write the inside text on your cards, I think you'll find or that they will sell well. Interesting thing to think about is how can you take this creatively with your own line? How can you kind of compliment the person buying the card and the person getting the card? So just kind of play around with that creative thinking in your mind and see how that works. Also, always think, would I send this to my good friend? That's how I always think when I'm searching for copy for cards. Anyway, stick around for this final card because I think it's funny. I hate to say it, but some women can be such mean biatches, which is why us nice biatches have to stick together. Happy birthday to a sweet biatch. See, I complimented the recipient and the sender. That's the formula. If you've stuck around this long, if you're an accessory addict like me, I'm just going to share my accessories of the day. This one chain, which is a really long chain, a long silver chain, is something I got, I think, at a garage sale. I think maybe it was $3. I love it. And this, I call this my diamonds at home. Um, is just a costume that I think I got at a thrift shop. And yes, I do wear this stuff at home when I'm working from home. Oh yeah, I do accessory, and it's always a race to the elbows with bracelets. So if you were ever to ask me where do my funny accessory ideas come from for my cards, you're looking at me. It comes from me because I'm an accessory addict. But it's not fattening, so I'm not going to go to any program about it or for it or to try to quit accessories. Accessories. Yeah. I live for them. They open all doors, don't you think? Anyway, go out there, be creative. Love, peace, and chicken grease, and I will see you soon. I hope.